Xbox on.
In 2010, trying to capitalise on the motion controls trend, Microsoft released the Kinect. It launched with lots of sports games, dance games, Kinectimals, and a racing game. Kinect Joyride blew my 7-year-old mind, but there was just one problem. You have to use the Xbox 360 Kinect. This issue was fixed in 2012 with a classic follow-up. Joyride Turbo improved a lot of things, most importantly controller support, and today we'll get all of the achievements. Let's start with the Grand Prix. Each difficulty has 3 series that all require the use of a different car type, then a challenging final cup. The first car type was Muscle. Our first race was Rocky Road Speedway. Pressing RT on go gets a boost, then we hit a tight turn and use a power up to hit a jump. Mid-air we hit a stunt to build the boost bar before finishing the lap with that boost. On the second lap I take the lead, and on the third lap I finish in first place, unlocking an Avatar award. Next was Lighthouse Loop. We start travelling through a seaside town, and I decide to take a detour through this cave. This was home to our first car part, which of course we need all of. Leaving the cave, we hit a jump to the isolated lighthouse, and build up lots of boost to use after returning to the mainland to collect more car parts and complete the race. Great Dragon Road capped off the series. For the first lap I took the normal road, until breaking into the dragon and shooting out of the tail end to complete the lap. I next took the left ramp and leaped the dragon, one of the many split paths that makes these tracks so iconic and replayable. Winning this track won the first muscle-only series. Next up was Trucks. Aviator Ranch is set at an aeroplane crash site. After the first turn, I get a collectible below the billboard, and then travel under a wing to join the other racers. I use a big boost power, grab another collectible, then take a turn to shoot through the plane frame and complete the race. Boathouse Bay is set in another seaside village. First we drive up the main street and then enter the boathouse, before promptly exiting and following the main road back to the finish. Forbidden Fortress closes the series, one of many maps inspired by Chinese culture. I boost into a high-speed jump, which sends us over a large pagoda into a collectible. Using boost, I take the last corner leading to a split path. You take the right path to replenish your boost and the left path to use it. This ended the truck series, onto the sport one. For Cannon Crossover we are in the Chinese Highlands. A short section starts the race into cannons. I choose the right one, which leads to taking the outside path on the next peak. I come to the next cannons in 7th and take the left one to sneak under the other racers, but overtake no one. I manage to claw myself back to first over the next 2 laps, and go into Gold Rush Road. Set in a mining site, we first get some air on the steep road and twist and turn across a bridge. We take a winding road through valleys before entering the mineshaft for a short stint and end up on a cliffside road. The race ends by curling around this rock to the finish line. Our last race on this series was Badlands Motorplex. This is probably my favourite track. I can't really describe how this game feels, but after playing this track, I am confident to say it feels like go-karting, which perfectly complements this track. It's more about taking the best lines here. There are no power-ups and no jumps, so you rarely fill up your boost bar. You need to just manage your speed when hitting corners in order to complete the series. Now we had the final test for 100 horsepower with the choice of any car. The first 2 tracks were Forbidden Fortress and Gold Rush Road, and we conclude with the last unique race, Twisted Canyon. At the start I'm thrown around a bit, desperate to take this shortcut which was actually very slow. I rejoin the race and use power-ups to move up a couple places, before a ramp sends us to a field of wind turbines. Manoeuvring through the terrain, there is one final ramp to the finish line, completing this cup. The 200 horsepower cup went just as smooth, finishing with 5 more laps of Twisted Canyon. Unfortunately, I was struggling with 300 horsepower, so I decided to first unlock all the cars, hoping for an advantage. I quickly cleaned up the remaining car parts in the races, the last one in Gold Rush Road. I then hopped into Crimson Park, one of the 2 free roam areas that act like a big skate park full of collectibles and things to discover. If you played this game when you were younger, you remember these. There are 40 car parks which are usually stowed away in corners or in hard to reach places, whereas the 40 trophies are usually out in the open and require a stunt or following a difficult trail. Getting the trophy in this loop-de-loop unlocked Perilous Park, and getting all the trophies unlocked an achievement. After getting the final car part, I moved to Perilous Park, the same concept, now in the Chinese Highlands. Here there was a Globe of Death, along with the final 40 car parts and the final trophy, which was off of a blind jump. Before playing the 300 HP Cup, I did 50 laps on the go-kart track, and saved up 1 million coins so I could buy all of the cars. I equipped the bouncer truck for the final cup that started with Forbidden Fortress. For lap 5, I start in front. I drift through the road and tightly take this corner, blocking it off also. After speeding down the road, I boost up the left path and leap to the finish. Lap 5 on Gold Rush Road again started in first. I take the normal route until I jump across this gap. The stats of this new car gave me such a lead that I was lapping people, and I finished by going right and taking a shortcut to the finish line. One last time we raced on Twisted Canyon. Lap 5 starts with this shortcut now mastered, and I ride through to this turn that I take tightly for an alternate route. After hitting mid-air tricks, I travel over the track to skip a section, leading to the final ramp and completion of Joyride Turbo. Goodbye.